Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy GZTV. Welcome to Hip Hop Appreciation Week, pretty much, if you want to call it. It is GZTV. I'm back with another video, and today we're going to do top 5 albums every year since 2003. So we're going to go from 2003 to 2021, which you guys will get a preview of my top 5 favorite albums from 2021. So let's get into it. We're going to start off with 2002 and 2003. I kind of mashed 2002 and 2003 together because 2003 didn't have insane albums, so I had to kind of squeeze in an album in there. Coming in at number 5, we have Fantastic Damage by LP. I haven't really listened to a whole lot of this project. I listened to a couple songs, but I just wanted to show some appreciation to LP because he's a really good rapper, and I'm getting into my top 50 tomorrow. Coming in at number 4, we have the 8 Mile soundtrack. Yes, Eminem makes it on this list twice. Lose Yourself on its own puts this in the top 5. Great movie. I suggest you watch it. At number 3, we have Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent. Very iconic. A lot of hits. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome. Number 2 is Jay-Z, The Black Album. Possibly my favorite Jay-Z album. It's definitely top 3. I love this album. You know, Dirt Off Your Shoulder, Public Service Announcement, Justify Your Thug. Let's see. December 4th is good. The Eminem Show is coming in at number 1. This is the best album from 2002 to 2003, both years. Some of Eminem's best songs, and honestly, it could be seen as Eminem's best album. So, yeah, without further ado, let's move on to 2004. Coming in at number 5, we have The Tipping Point by The Roots. This isn't an album that I necessarily listen to a whole lot, but again, it's kind of like the LP album. We're kind of doing honorable mentions early in the list because, you know, I was only alive for a year, actually, when these albums came out, and I'm just going to give some respect to The Roots there. Coming in at number 4, this is an album I actually have listened to. It is Encore by Eminem. You guys are gonna hate on me for putting Eminem on the list. I don't really care. I don't care what you guys think. This is completely opinionated. So put in the comments what you think the list should be. Whatever. It's his encore. It was supposed to be his last album. He went out with a bang. He had some really fun tracks on this. But anyways, coming in at number 3, we have MM Food by MF Doom. And yes, MF Doom has 2 albums in 2004 that are top 5. This is great. All the food references, cool concept there. Coming in at number 2, we got Madvillain by Madvillainy, the duo of Madlib and MF Doom. Before Madlib was working with guys like Earl Sweatshirt and Freddie Gibbs and people like that. He was working with MF Doom, and they made this album, one of the best albums of all time. Coming in at number 1, Kanye is gonna sweep for a lot of years to come, but here's The College Dropout, his debut album, one of the best debut rap albums I've ever heard. This thing is amazing. Let's just move on. I'm sorry, the years are kind of like weird. But let's get into 2005. This year doesn't have crazy albums. You know, The Game, the documentary. This is just a placeholder to kind of give some respect to The Game. I definitely think he deserves a lot more respect than what people are giving him. But yeah. Number 4, we got The Massacre by 50 Cent. There are actually a couple pretty iconic songs on this record, I would say. Am I still recording? I gotta make sure I'm recording for y'all. Oh yeah, we're recording. Let's go. Okay, 50 Cent, The Massacre. Candy Shop is the one that most people would know. The Carter 2 is coming in at number 3 from Lil Wayne. This is the second installment of the Carter series, which honestly is one of the best album series of all time. It keeps its consistency through 5 albums. I like this album, you know, Fireman. There's a couple of good songs I can't really name, but yeah. Number 2 is a placeholder, but you know, a lot of people renowned it as one of the best albums of all time, like, especially from Chicago. You know, we got B by Common. Again, placeholder. You gotta show some respect to Common. He's a great artist. I love the guy. Um, he's he's been this is actually executive produced by Kanye West, who we're gonna get into at number 1 there. But yeah, he's been featured on some Kanye music, and I really like his voice. So yeah. Coming in at number 1 is obviously Kanye West with Late Registration. You're going to see some Kanye praise because Kanye has released some of the best albums of all time. And we're not even at his best album ever, but yeah, that is my 2005. 2006 was kind of a blur. Number 5 is Cunnilingus, a piece of strange a placeholder. I mean, not a lot of people, or I don't know. It's a rap talk album, and I feel like I just had to give it respect because a lot of people right now it as a really good hip hop album. Yeah. Number 4, I literally put it on here just because it's Nas. Hip hop is dead. We're not gonna have a lot of Nas albums on here because really his prime was in the '90s and early 2000s before I was born. Hip hop is dead. Yeah. Lupe Fiasco, honestly, another placeholder. The top 2 albums are the ones I really care about, but this is Food and Liquor by Lupe Fiasco coming in at number 3. So, yeah. Coming in at number 2 is Press Play by Diddy. You know, the OG, the music industry pal. You know, he's mentored a lot of rappers. He's mentored Jay-Z. He's mentored Biggie. He's mentored Kanye West. A lot of the legendary rappers. And I actually listened to this last year, and it was actually a pretty fun experience. I mean, it's got the early, like, 2000s feel. But anyways, coming in at number 1, I gotta give a shout out to Jay Dilla. I think he is deceased right now. I think he's deceased at this point. So rest in peace to Jay Dilla. I had to give him some respect. This Donuts album is crazy. There's a couple songs on there that are definitely a bop. 2007. I'm telling you guys, Kanye's gonna be up here a lot of the time. Um, this year was kind of a blur as well. We're gonna give Common some more flowers with Finding Forever coming in at number 5. It's Common. I gotta give him some respect. Coming in at number 4. I mean, I kind of hate Soulja Boy as a Kanye fan right now, but SouljaBoyTellHim.com is coming in at number 4. You know, he's a trend. He was a trendsetter this year. Burst into the scene, very viral rapper. I mean, going viral off of YouTube as Soulja Boy's. That's what he pioneered. I mean, you got to give him credit. Number 3, we got Underground Kings with their self-titled album. Who's Underground Kings? Bun B and I don't remember the other guy, but Bun B I know is in UGK, and I think early 2021 we actually listened to a UGK album. But yeah, they're iconic. I just had to put them up here. Coming in at number 2 is Jay Z, another Jay Z album, American Gangster. Um, it's really cool. You know, he follows the plot of the American Gangster movie in rap, and that's super genius, and not a lot of people think of that. So yeah, give Jay Z credit for that. And then number 1 is Kanye West Graduation, possibly Kanye West's best album here. This album is pretty awesome. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. It's fun. You know, it's definitely got that graduation, that triumphant, that defeating all odds type of vibe to it. Yeah, not much else to say about that record. Let's move on to 2008. 2008 was actually a really good year for music, I would say. Number 5 is kind of a placeholder. Mail on Sunday by Flo Rida. I gotta give some credits to the Florida boy, the island boy. I kind of like how, oh wow, the F, there's like a Florida, the state of Florida in there. That's kind of cool. But, not really a good album to me. It's just Flo Rida's iconic, so I had to give him some credit. Coming in at number 4, this was the year of Young Jeezy and T.I. Like, this is where all the verses things came from, like this year in particular. The Recession, Young Jeezy. The song with him and Kanye West. Forgot what it was called, but it's a great, like, pump up song. Love that song. T.I. definitely had the better album, and that's what we are doing. Coming in at number 3, T.I. Paper Trail. Um, very fun tracks, very iconic tracks for the years to come with like Rihanna on there. A lot of different artists are on that, and yeah, a lot of people like that album. A lot of them around it as his best album, and I couldn't agree more. Coming in at number 2, we have The Carter 3 by Lil Wayne. You know, Lil Wayne's kind of a mix between hip hop and rap. He's not like a pure rapper. He's kind, he's birthed a lot of people with an album like this. You know, he's got great features. He's got a Millie. He's got Lollipop. I think Lollipop's on this album. Yeah, you know, he's got Jay-Z on this album. Pretty awesome stuff. Very fun album to listen to. Coming in at number 1 again is Kanye West, 808s and Heartbreak. I feel like this is definitely justifiable for a number 1 spot. I mean, it's influenced, you know, Juice WRLD, Lil Uzi Vert, Trippie Redd, a lot of these like melodic rappers with the 808s and the auto tune, the mixture of the two. Like it just birthed the whole generation of albums. Not one album on here has birthed the generation of rappers quite like 808s and Heartbreak. So yeah, let's move on. to 2009. Here we go. This is a pretty good year for music. Drake dropped So Far Gone. I don't know if that's like his debut studio album, but it's got Uptown on it. I like that song. That song alone got it on here. And then coming up at number 4, we got an Eminem album with Relapse. After his hiatus, obviously, he is back with Relapse. Songs like Beautiful, 3 a.m., uh, Bagpipes from Baghdad. Tracks like that are really good. Beautiful is awesome. It's one of my favorite Eminem tracks, so that's kind of why I have it on here. Number 3 is Bastard by Tyler the Creator. Not a lot of people appreciate this album. It's kind of like demonic, kind of like horrorcore. That was Tyler's early music, and that's really the only early Tyler the Creator album we have on this list. Great production. I mean, an Illmatic vibe, like a young guy coming in and making an iconic debut. And that's what I feel like. That's what Tyler the Creator did with Bastard. Obviously he had Earl Sweatshirt, a lot of Odd Future guys on there, so that is cool. Coming in at number 2 is the Blueprint 3 by Jay-Z. Very iconic songs in here. A Star Is Born, Empire State of Mind, Run This Town. I mean, it's a very underappreciated Jay-Z album, and I just wanted to include it up here. Yeah. Coming in at number 1 is Kid Cudi's debut album, Man on the Moon. I feel like this definitely appreciates it. Day and Night, Soundtrack to My Life, Pursuit of Happiness, all in one album. And then you got Up and Away. Just so many Cudi, like great Cudi songs included on that album. So, yeah. It's just something I wanted to include. Moving on to 2010, another pretty good year for music. Coming in, yeah, you guys are going to be surprised by my number 5, I'm sure. But coming in at number 5 is Earl Sweatshirt. Earl Sweatshirt's self-titled album. It is his debut album. Him and Tyler the Creator, great debut albums in my honest opinion. Some of his best like rhyme schemes of all time. I definitely appreciate what he did for this album. Earl is a good song. Couch is a good song. There's a lot of like bonus cuts in here. They did a freestyle to Gucci Mane's Lemonade beat. That was pretty cool. Anyways, coming in at number 4 is Thank Me Later by Drake. This is what got him to the spotlight. This is the best I've ever had. Drake, best you've ever had, or best I've ever had. Successful. I just want to be successful. He's got like a lot of R&B guys like Trey Songz. He's obviously got Nicki Minaj on here. Awesome stuff. Number 3 is Man on the Moon 2 by Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi went back to back. What can I say? Absolutely fantastic Kid Cudi album there. I probably should put it above Recovery, but I'm gonna have a reason for Recovery, so it don't matter. Songs like Erase Me, songs like Mr. Rager are just iconic in Cudi's discography. Coming in at number 2 is Recovery. And now the reason this is better than Man on the Moon 2 and all the albums underneath it is because it is the album that really got me into hip hop music. I started listening to hip hop when I was about 7 years old when this album came out. I heard the single Not Afraid and I loved it. Great lyrics on this, talking about a lot of personal stuff. He's on a walk on a long road, as you see there, the road to recovery, kind of some symbolism there. Great songs in here. White Trash Party's funny. He had a song with Lil Wayne. I don't know if it's No Love or Drop the World. I don't remember which one was on here and which one was on that one Lil Wayne album. I think No Love was on here. There's a cool Untitled track. There is Cinderella Man. So many. I remember this album vividly. I remember my experience listening to it very vividly. And then coming in at number 1 is possibly the best rap album of all time. We'll get into another contender there here later on in the list. But we got Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy now. Coming into the 2010s, I mean, there's a lot of amazing albums that dropped this decade, that last decade. Man, we're gonna get into some of them. I mean, this is an absolute masterpiece. Some great artists are featured. Rick Ross, Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Jay-Z, Pusha T, Kid Cudi, of course, John Legends, Nicki Minaj. What more do you need? Um, Chris Rock with a funny thing on Hell of a Life. Um, yeah, great stuff. Moving into 2011, oh my god, this year was fantastic. Coming in at number 5 is The Game with the Red Album. pretty like a feature heavy, which was fun for me. You know, you got like Snoop Dogg on here, you got Dr. Dre, you got a lot of Aftermath, you got like a lot of like West Coast people, you got Kendrick Lamar, you got Lil Wayne, you got all sorts of people on here. This album is so fun to listen to. I think you got like Juicy J and maybe some Bum B or E40 on here, something like that. It's just a West Coast like anthem of an album. Early Kendrick Lamar. This is really like Kendrick Lamar's first appearance for a lot of people. Tyler the Creator was on this album as well, which is fucking amazing. Coming in at number 4 is Live Love ASAP, the debut mixtape. We actually reacted to it earlier, like a month ago or so, and I loved it, so I had to put it in this top 5 already. We got 2 albums actually here that I listened to for the first time, and I put it up here. Pesos, Purple Swag, great production, amazing features, all that jazz. Schoolboy Q's on here, so that's fun. Coming in at number 3, we got Take Care by Drake, one of the most iconic rap albums of all time. So many anthems on here. You got Marvin's Room, you got Headlines, you got Hell Yeah Fucking Right, you got Underground Kings, you got all sorts of stuff on here from Drake. Um, it's just a fun album to listen to, and it's possibly Drake's best album. It's gotta be, right? I mean, I don't know. Coming in at number 2 is Triple X by Danny Brown. I did a review to this recently. If you want to watch it, I did it actually a couple of weeks ago. It's my first listen type of review thingy, so I did that. If you guys want to check that out, but it's just a really fun album to listen to. I had to include it. I Die Like a Rockstar, great concept songs, radio song, Triple X, Blunt After Blunt, 30, amazing songs. DNA, Fields, great songs on there. A lot of like Bruiser Brigade, posse cuts, so that's fun. Coming in at number 1 is Section 80 by Kendrick Lamar. This is one of my favorite Kendrick Lamar albums. Um, just conceptually, it's amazing. It details like the struggles of the black race through project housing and getting judged for ethnicity and like getting pulled into the Ronald Reagan era with crack cocaine and girl like it just talks about a lot of social issues like girls wearing makeup and to hide insecurities, like sinning, being evil, all that stuff, letting the devil get in pretty much. 2012, this is another pretty good year. Coming in at number 5 is possibly one of the best trap albums of all time. I had to include it. It's Finally Rich by Chief Keef. Very iconic. Love Sosa. Hate Being Sober. The deluxe of this was awesome too. Uh, Don't Like, I think, is on here. Yeah, just awesome. Coming in at number 4, speaking of Don't Like, there's actually a remix of Don't Like on here. This is the Cruel Summer Good Music compilation album. It's got Mercy. It's got Don't Like. It's got all sorts of features. Champions, I think, is on here. I could be wrong. It's got a lot of features on here. Got a lot of good music, people. But yeah. Coming in at number 3, I have to give a little love to Death Grips. I'm not a big fan of Death Grips, but here is the Money Store. Get Got is a good one. I don't really like a lot of songs in here, and it's weird. It's a lot of like random noises. Um, who is their freaking lead guy? I forget his name. Oh, this video is gonna be long. I forget his lead name. MC. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Okay, whatever. Move on. Number 2, we got 1999 by Joey Badass. Very awesome. Survival Tactics. R.I.P. to. Why am I blanking? I can't remember his name, but he was featured on this album, and R.I.P. to him. A lot of fun songs on here. I can't remember a whole lot of tracks, but yeah, it's fun for sure. Getting into number 1 is Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar. It's one of his best pure rap albums. So many iconic Kendrick songs. Uh, Swimming Pool, Backseat Freestyle, Money Trees, Poetic Justice. He's got Drake up on here. He's got MC8. He's got Dre. He's got all sorts of people. Tammy's Monster, stuff like that. Um, the Splitter thing was pretty funny. The skits, the story that goes through this album with the minivan on the cover, like kind of detailing their getaway vehicle, that's awesome. Moving on into 2013, we gotta kind of speed it up a little bit. I have time to spare. I'm not a busy man during this Thanksgiving break. but I figured we should speed it up a little bit. Coming in at number 5, we have Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper. Cocoa Butter Kisses, we're talking favorite song, we're talking uh, Pusha Man was good. He's got a lot of good features on here as well. Acid Rap, it explains it well. I had to give Chance the Rapper some love. Coming in at number 4 is a very underappreciated Travis Scott mixtape, and that is Al Faro. Again, a young Travis Scott producing an absolutely amazing debut. Songs like Uptown, um, Drive, Dance on the Moon, Hell of a Night. There's a lot of songs on here I like. Band, 16 Chapels, Meadow Creek. The opening was very eerie and fun. But anyways, moving on to number 3, we have Long Live ASAP by ASAP Rocky. Duh, we're gonna have ASAP Rocky on here. This is probably my favorite ASAP Rocky album. It's got Goldie, it's got fucking Problems on it. It's got Jukebox Joints, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's definitely got Angels, and it's got a song with Juicy J on it, which was fun. So yeah, pretty good album there. Next at number 2, we have Doris by Earl Sweatshirt. Love this album. Great rapping. He's got 2 features from Tyler the Creator. He's got Mac Miller on here. He's got Vince Staples, a lot of his industry friends. They come together for an amazing album. The first track was fun. The Pre, I think it's called, with LaFleur. That was awesome. So yeah, overall, really good album. Coming in at number 1 is possibly one of the best experimental rap albums of all time. I know it's been a while since you guys have seen this man Yeezy, but he's here with Yeezus. Um, on Sight is good. I Am What God is good. Guilt Trip is awesome with Kid Cudi. That's a very underappreciated Kanye song. Obviously, you got New Slaves, Blood on the Leaves, Hold My Liquor, songs like that. Pretty fun. Uh, a lot of arrogance on that album too. 2014 is another pretty good year. Number 5 is really more of a placeholder. 2014, it was a good year, but that's because of the top 3 albums. Future, Honest, it's honestly a placeholder. I had to give love to Future. I did not put DS2 on this list, by the way, which not a lot of people are going to appreciate, but I did not put DS2 on here, unfortunately. So we had to put Honest, Move That Dope was fun. There's probably other songs in here. Maybe I'll do a first listen review, but it's almost a placeholder at this point. Coming in at number 4 is Run the Jewels 2 by Run the Jewels, the first Run the Jewels album on here. And wow, was this album awesome. You got Danny Brown features. I think this is the album with the Danny Brown feature. I could be incorrect, but their newest Run the Jewels is good. It just didn't make it, so I almost had to give a Run the Jewels album the nod, because LP and Killer Mike is great, and I didn't put rap music by Killer Mike on here either, so that sucks. But it's tough, a lot of competition. Coming in at number 3, we got Days Before Rodeo, the second mixtape from Travis Scott. Great features from the Migos, Big Sean, um, Ain't Playing, Not Playing, whatever the song's called. That was fun. Uh, let's see, Skyfall with Thugger. I mean, Mamacita was cool with Richard McQuan and Quavo and them. Let me think. What's the first song called? That song was awesome. Obviously, Gray. Backyard was awesome. The Marvin Gaye sample was fucking cool. I love that. Uh, yeah, I'm kind of blanking. Sorry, man. We are taking forever. I hope you guys are enjoying my analysis. Coming in at number 2 is Faces by Mac Miller. This is an album I've listened to recently on this channel, actually. So, yeah, some Earl Sweatshirt features on here, some Schoolboy Q. I like the first 2 tracks. I like that song with Earl Sweatshirt. I like Diablo, Rap Diablo, Mobbin' When I've Dropped Flows. That's fucking incredible. That sample is amazing. Good job by Mac Miller on this album. This is the only Mac Miller album on this list. I'm not a very big fan of Mac Miller, but this is an album I can appreciate. Rest in peace to the legend. Coming in at number 1, what is 2014 without 2014 Forest Hills Drive? Give me J. Cole. No Role Models, Wet Dreams. Some of his most iconic tracks are included. Tale of Two Cities, Adolescence, 03 or something like that. That was introspective. A lot of introspection, reflecting on where he grew up, his childhood, his upcoming, or his upbringing, stuff like that. So that's awesome. Coming in number 2015, possibly one of the best. And I know you guys are seeing an album up there that is sus, but I stand by that placement. Do I think Drake's album is better than that one? Yes. But we're just going to talk about, if you're reading this, it's too late. Trap Banger by Drake here. Definitely appreciates a nod. Holy crap, I need to get through this video. I'm just, wow. Dropping the bomb on these albums. If you're reading this, it's too late. Running through this 6 with my woes. He's got like Madonna on here. He's got and why can't I think of stuff? Jungle. It's got a mix of like different musical like elements. It's fun. I'm sure you guys like it. Legend, Energy, tracks like that are fun. Six Gods, awesome. That's one of my favorite Drake songs. Coming in at number 4, yes, professional rapper Lil Dicky. I stand by this. Lil Dicky dropped a top 5 album of 2015. Like, it's just, I mean, obviously it's not like serious. It's nothing to take serious. Guys, if you think it's something to take serious, then you're in the wrong. Save That Money with Fetty Wap and Rich Homie Quan was awesome. He has a song with T-Pain. He has a song with Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco with Molly. Yeah, Personality was fun too. Great rapping on Bruh with the drum break. That was cool. Professional rapper with Snoop Dogg. Just his breakthrough, and it was fun to listen to. So yeah, coming in at number 3, the very psychedelic At Long Last ASAP by ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky gets on here for the 3rd time. LSD, of course, gotta love that album. There were a lot of like more poppy songs on here, more psychedelic than like his trappy like Harlem boom bappy style, like his own like little Harlem Southern inspired style he has on his other albums. This is definitely more psychedelic, more like euphoria inducing type of shit. But it was awesome. Coming in at number 2, renowned as the best trap album of all time, and I'm not complaining about that. We have Rodeo, whatever, but Rodeo probably from Travis Scott because we're talking about a rodeo. A wonderfully narrated album by T.I. Just so many features. Chief Keef. We're talking about Sway Lee. We're talking about Justin Bieber, Young Thug, Quavo. Like pretty much the whole Migos crew. Future, 2 Chainz, Juicy J. I don't know if Kid Cudi was on this album. Kanye West was on this album. And really good cuts. Antidote was great. That second verse, he was spitting. He was killing it. Or like the last verse. Yeah, you gotta get him, go get him. Hey, that was awesome. Yeah, just a great album. Cool cover too. Coming in at number 1 is the possibly one of the best rap albums of all time. We have "To Pimp a Butterfly" by Kendrick Lamar. The kind of jazz-inspired, jazz style type of music. I love that though. I love that for Kendrick. I love that he broke through with that because he kind of stuck with the gangster West Coast Dr. Dre type music with his early albums, and I like that he broke away with that with the jazz, with like the Bootsy Collins stuff. Um, it's fun. As like a non-jazz fan, I enjoy it. You got like Snoop Dogg on here. You got some pretty good rappers, so yeah, it's just fun. What can I say? Conceptually, it's awesome too. These Walls with Anna Bilal, her vocals are great. I think that's her name. But anyways, coming into 2016, oh my god, this year was amazing for music. Coming in at number 5 is another Travis Scott album, Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight. Very psychedelic, very well produced album. Honestly, one of Travis Scott's best produced album ever. I definitely appreciate this one. But yeah, it's just really good. It's got Kid Cudi, it's got Black Youngsta, it's got Young Thug on it, it's got all sorts of people. Bryson Tiller, just the whole 9 yards. Nav is on here. Just great cuts, Goosebumps with Kendrick Lamar is seen as one of his most iconic songs of all time. It's fun. It gets the concerts jamming. But anyways, coming in at number 4 is the iconic Dress that is associated with Jeffrey by Young Thug. A 10-track album that like doesn't miss all the way through. Listing out some of his icons like Kanye West, Gucci Mane, Rihanna, Swiss Beats, Harambe, Floyd Mayweather, Future. So that was always great. He's got great features. Young Thug has. Travis. You got some of the Migos. You got Wyclef Jean. Wyclef Jean, actually, the intro track is one of my favorite Young Thug songs of all time. So you gotta love that. It's very fun. It's almost an experimental in a way. He does experiment with some stuff. The Kanye West, the last song actually, is very fun to listen to. But yeah, it's overall really fun. I enjoy it. So yeah, hopefully you guys have listened to that already. Next at number 3 we have Blonde by Frank Ocean. Oh my goodness, possibly the best pop record ever. Um, no features, all solo from Frank Ocean, and that's something you can respect. You know, obviously he has 3 stacks on the solo reprise. I thought that I was dreaming when you said you loved me. Like, and I listened to this for the first time on this channel as well, so you can go find that somewhere. Jeffrey, I did re-listen to as well, so if you guys want to see that. But anyways, coming in at number 2 is the star-studded lineup that is The Life of Pablo by Kanye West, another Kanye album. There's still 2 more albums in the next 4 years that I have from Kanye West. Hidden feature from Post Malone, that was cool. You know, you got Chance the Rapper on here. You do have 3 stacks on here, don't you? Yeah, you do. You got 3 stacks. Who else? Chris Brown. You got Rihanna. You got all sorts of people. Uh, which is great. And he doesn't miss. Very Kid Cudi designer, very iconic Kanye, very arrogant Kanye. Yeezy, 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 just jumped over, Jumpman. And the outro track is one of the best outro tracks of an album that I've ever heard. Family Business is really good as well. But yeah, good album overall. And next we got the experimental masterpiece that is Danny Brown's Atrocity Exhibition. Man, this album was awesome. And I mean, you got some great features from Kendrick Lamar, like Absol, Earl Sweatshirts. Man, I love this album. You got some great like experimentation. You got some great sampling. Just very like wretched record. Very like off kilter. Very distorted. Very like lost in the world type of album. Yeah. Let's move on to 2017 because man, 2017 was fire. I love 2017's music. Coming in at number 5 is the Playboi Carti debut album, the self-titled that is Playboi Carti. Um, changed the trap game forever. He legit changed trap music forever with this album. You know, Magnolia dropped and people were going crazy. You know, him and Pierre Bourne coming up together. You know, he's got Lil Uzi on this album. He's got A$AP Rocky on this album. He might have Chief Keef on this album as well as the other one. But Yamin is a fun track. Um, Lame, You Know What is on here. That's just a really good album. Woke Up Like This, obviously, with Uzi. Fun stuff. Moving on to number, and location is fun as well. Moving on to number 4 is the star-studded, the playlist from October's very own. We got Drake's More Life. Album is amazing. I mean, it gave me like the Life of Pablo type of vibe with like all the features. It was so enjoyable. You got a new voice in every song. You know, he kind of brought up, you know, he kind of helped Sampha, guys like Sampha, Georgia, Hora, or however you say her name, kind of gave them some spotlight. That was awesome. You know, you got Young Thug, 2 Chainz, Future, just about everyone. Kanye West, Thugger. Did I say Thug already? I don't even know. Man, you got so much to offer with this. So it's just really fun. More life to y'all. Moving on to number 3, this is an album I actually reviewed on my channel last week, so if you guys want to go see it, do so. Jay-Z 444. 10 tracks. And one of the best 10-track albums I've ever heard. You know, obviously excluding the 3 bonus tracks, because those aren't included on streaming services. I think they're on Tidal, but not on streaming services. But yeah. We got 444 by Jay-Z. Awesome concepts, you know, very reflective, very introspective, very confessional from Jay-Z, you know, talking about killing off his ego, cheating on his wife, Beyonce. Absolute power couple right there. He also has a Blue Ivory Saint, or Blue Ivory Carter, is that her name? Blue Ivy Carter. She's on here, so that's pretty fun. Um, yeah, you got a Frank Ocean feature on here. You got Gloria Cardi, you know, talking about his mom's sexuality on here. If you want to see that review, go see it. I'm not going to go in depth for 10 minutes like I did in that video, but yeah. Moving on to number 2, we have Damn by Kendrick Lamar. Wow, how versatile is this record? You know, a lot of rock influences with the U2 on it, a lot of like R&B, soul stuff. with Zakari and Rihanna on it, and just pure rap with songs like Element and Humble and DNA, just hard hitting stuff. Duckworth is possibly one of the best storytelling song of all time. You know, talking about his father's come up and how he found TDE, Top Dog, and if he would have died, no Kendrick, no rapping, you know. So that's crazy. Coming in at number one, this has to be the best album of 2017. It is Flower Boy by Tyler, the Creator. Absolutely amazing record here from him. I love it. Very bright, colorful music, as the cover implies. You know, you got A$AP Rocky, you got Frank Ocean, you got Lil Wayne. Rex Orange County did a great job. So yeah, it was all around a fun experience. Kali Uchis makes an appearance on here. It's just a fun experience. You know, it's enjoyable. You sit back with your headphones on, you just listen to summer sounds in your ear, and it's amazing. You know, he explores his sexuality too, which that's always a good thing in rap music. You know, that rappers don't do a lot of, because it's a shame if you're gay in rap, right? Not to Tyler. Tyler will keep going, you know. And with that, we'll move into 2018. A lot of experimentation going on in 2018. I don't know, man. Coming in at number 5, though, we're going to start off with the Kid Cudi, Kanye West collab album, Kids See Ghost. Long awaited. I mean, these two were industry friends pretty much like 10 years prior to this album being released, and it's such a fun album. 9 tracks, consistent all the way out. You got Pusha T, you got Louis Prima samples, you got all sorts. Louis Prima? Is that? I don't know. You know, Fifth Dimension's fun. Free is fun, you know, the Ghost Town Part 2 song. The Cudi montage is cool. What else do I gotta say? It's 9 tracks. It's fun all the way through. Coming in at number 4 is possibly one of the best trap albums ever made, and that is Die Lit by Playboi Carti. Very star-studded. A lot of features. Bryson Tiller, Rilo Rodriguez, Travis Scott. You know, Long Time. The intro was one of my favorite intros for a trap album. You got Gunna, Thugger, Nudie. Chief Keef is actually on here with Mileage, which Mileage is one of my favorite Carti songs. I gotta give Carti his flowers on this one. That album's amazing. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say. Moving in on to number 3, we got Veteran by JPEG Mafia. I actually listened to this album for the first time a little earlier this year, about a month or two ago on this channel. I gave it a first listen. Hopefully you guys checked that out. If you're not new around here, if you're new, go ahead and check it out. Very experimental, very much a troll album. Veteran, you know, going through the life of a veteran, the PTSD that it induces almost. Um, yeah, and his newest LP too is really awesome. So that's really all I got to say about that. Next is freaking Astroworld, another star-studded album here from a Travis Scott. The whole industry was on here. Drake was on here. The Weeknd was on here. Freaking Frank Ocean was on here. The Migos were on here. 21 Savage. Don Toliver got his little debut, got his little spotlight there. Um, just love this album. It's fun. I recommend it for anybody. What an experience. It does feel like you're at an amusement park. It has got that so much fun feel to it. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say. RIP to all the victims lost in the festival, but who gives a fuck? That has nothing to do with this video. Why did I even bring it up? Moving in at number 1. Moving on to number 1, I should say, we have the experimental album of Some Rap Songs by Earl Sweatshirt. This is probably the last Earl Sweatshirt album I have in here. Yes, it is. Experimental, you guys aren't going to enjoy it. Most people don't enjoy an album like this, but, like, the idea of just trying out new things is something that should be accepted, you know? Again, another Lost in the World with the death of his father, talking about, like, his, honestly, like, suicidal stuff. You know, his mother's featured on here, so that's always cool. You know, they got Navy Blue on here, one of his industry friends. You know, he's a very low-key guy. He's not friends with all these, like, popular guys. The most popular guys he's friends with are, like, Frank Ocean and Tyler. But other than that, he's got, like, Navy Blue. He's got Mike as his friends, so that's awesome. I mean, the lyrics. Focus on the lyrics for this one, because really, I mean, the lyrics are what make this thing freaking stunning. Anyways, moving on to 2019. We got a couple more years ahead of us. We're not going to... Alright. 2019, man, pretty good year. Moving on to number 5, we have Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. Most of you guys are pretty surprised that an album like this is in my top 5 because Roddy Ricch can be placed in that Lil Baby category, that Lil Durk category, that DaBaby category. It's like the new artist that I'm not like super fond of, but dude, this is an amazing album. This one deserves everything it gets. You know, you got Gunna on here. You got all sorts of like good new artists. You got Meek Mill is an OG. The Box, obviously, one of Roddy Ricch's most iconic and possibly the most iconic song of that year. But man, it carried on into 2020. So, oh my God, I love this next album, The Lost Boy by Cordae. So happy he got rid of the YBN name. He doesn't deserve to be associated with those guys. He makes way better music than those guys. You know, this album's awesome. You got Meek Mill on here. A lot of great songs. You know, Broke as Fuck is one of my favorite songs of Cordae's. You know, he was flowing all the way through. Great concepts, like a come up story. Talking about a lot of close to home things. He's lost. He needs to be found type of thing with the Lost Boy theme. But yeah, moving on to number 3, we got So Much Fun by Young Thug. Star studded. A lot of people in the industry were featured on here. You know, Young Thug, uh, Gunna, Future, MGK was even on here. Lil Uzi Vert was on here. Lil Baby was on here. Lil Duke. Just about everyone was on here. I can't even think of more. Nav, Juice World. Awesome. It was fun. It's fun to listen to. As it says in the title, it's fun to listen to. So that's what I gotta say about that. Moving on into number 2. This is an album that honestly has crept into my top 5 recently. I've grown a lot of appreciation for this album. It is Bandana by Freddie Gibbs and Madlib. This is the first Freddie Gibbs on here. I didn't really listen to Pinata. If you guys want a first listen type of video for that, let me know. I will definitely review it. Is anyone watching this? No. Maybe you guys watch later. I would much appreciate it. But we got Freddie Gibbs and Madlib here with a classic of Bandana. And also, there's a lot of good features on here. Anderson .Paak, Pusha T, um, I think Absol was on here. Yazin Bey was on here. Oh, man, I can't think of everyone. Flat Tummy Tea, that song was fucking banging. I like that song. I like Situations. I like Half Man, Half Cocaine. That's a fun one. Cataracts is funny. The Cursing Preacher, that was a funny little thing he had at the end of one of his songs. I forgot which one. I mean, he's a fast rapper. He makes sense through it all. He's got amazing flows. His flows are actually accident. Sorry, I've been speaking for long enough. Absolutely, like, undefeated. He's a freestyle type of rapper, and he brings those flows to his tracks, and they're absolutely fantastic. Freddie Gibbs is one of my favorite rappers ever, like, after listening to this. I need to get it on vinyl. I will soon. But yeah. Moving on to number 1 is The Love Story That Is Igor by Tyler, the Creator. Fantastic album here. What can I say? Um, Tyler the Creator takes a new direction with every single album, and after Flower Boy, you know, he started listening to guys like Leon War and a lot of these like classic like soulful dudes, like R&B guys of the 60s, 70s, 80s, whichever. Um, takes a lot of inspiration from guys like that. Uses a lot of vocal effects to kind of like give his voice some like almost like a feminine feel to it. You know, he is kind of taking the role of like a man to man like relationship. You know, he is bisexual, allegedly. I don't know if he is necessarily, but you know, he's got Kanye West and Lil Uzi Vert hidden features on here, so that's always fun. Um, you puppet, you control me. No, I'm just. Igor's theme was such a pump up song. That song was insane. One of the best, like, one of the best intro songs I've heard out of like the late like 2010s. It's fantastic. Shout out to Tyler the Creator for making a great album. You know, Earthquake, Running Out of Time. I think was fun. Are We Still Friends is awesome, and so is Gone Gone Thank You. I love those tracks. Those honestly might be my favorite on here. But again, moving on. We are going to move on to 2020, and then we got 2021, and we're done. Here's my 2020 list. I actually made a top 50 albums of 2020 list. If you guys want to check it out, what I gotta say in depth for some of these albums, I will be doing a top. I will definitely be doing a top 50 albums of top 50 albums of 2021 this year. So if you guys want to check that out at the end of the year as well, stay tuned. Subscribe if you're new. But anyways, yeah, let's start off. Number 5, we got a Whole Lotta Red by Playboi Carti, another Playboi Carti album that's on here. You know, he kind of takes this punk aesthetic. It's almost experimental in a way. It definitely is experimental. He kind of pushes away from trap music. You know, he kind of like implements trap into punk, and it's very successful. I feel very mixed reviews. It dropped on Christmas. Very mixed reviews when it dropped. But long term, this album's gonna go down as like really good. You know, the Slasher magazine cover art is so cool. I love that. Yeah, it's just overall an enjoyable experience. You know, he is kind of yelling in your ear, and his Narcissist tour has really like made people appreciate the album even more with his like solo guitarist being on stage. So that's really fun. Coming in at number 4 is Limbo by Amine, the only Amine album that's going to be on here, and I really appreciate what Amine did on here. This is his most well put together album in his discography. Very enjoyable. You know, you got JID on here. You got the great vocalist of Charlie Wilson. You got Vince Staples on here. You got Slow Thai, which Slow Thai was definitely a album of the year contender for 2020. But these 5 albums I would say are better. You know, you got Summer Walker. You got Young Thug on here, so that's pretty awesome. Just a fun album. A lot of like braggadocio. Love it. You know, Woodlawn's fun. Burden, the opening track, that sample is absolutely amazing. In his deluxe, we could have gone without a deluxe for Limbo, so I'm just kind of talking about the base version, the original version. Coming in at number 3, surprisingly, this is only the only Weekend album I have on here. I do love the Weekend, but there was so much competition for the years he's dropped that this is the only album that's really gotten in there. And I like this alter ego that is an After Hours. No, I don't even know if he has any features on After Hours. I think it was all him. You know, Blinding Lights. Uh, Save Your Tears. What do you think? Snow Child. Those were some fun ones. I mean, Blinding Lights. What other songs? What other songs are on After Hours? Very 80s esque, you know, and the music videos definitely highlight that. It's like dramatic. It's a very toxic relationship. You know, The Weeknd's always gonna display some toxicity in his lyrics and in his aesthetic with the bloody face. He looks like a psycho, but it's pretty dope. Coming in at number 2 though, we're gonna move on. We got Kid Cudi with Man on the Moon 3. All 3 of the Man on the Moon trilogy have made it on here, making it one of the best trilogies in rap history. You know, Kanye West's College one is definitely up there, but this one is amazing. I thought I heard something. Anyways, it's a lot of appreciation on here. Not a lot of features, which is good actually. You know, you got Phoebe Bridgers, you got Trippie Redd, Skepta, Pop Smoke. I think that's about it actually. Um, the opening track was actually really cool. Like built, like it sounds like you're going into space. The She Knows It sample is hard. Heaven on Earth and Damaged, like very hard, very trappy. You know, it does sound a lot like Travis Scott, but then again, he inspired Travis Scott, so he has every right to take that away from Travis Scott. Those were kind of like the critiques of this album, which is why I bring it up. But it's really fun. Loving Me with Phoebe Bridgers is my favorite song, I would say. And yeah, some of his last song, The Void, was great. That's like a classic. That sounds like something that'd be on Man on the Moon 2 or Man on the Moon 1. Classic song on that. But yeah, let's move on to number 1. We have Alfredo with Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. You know, he's switching producers. He's got, you know, The Alchemist instead of Madlib on this one. He's teamed up with some amazing people, you know. And this track list has some great features. Tyler the Creator, um, you know, and let me bring my phone out. I don't know why I'm not researching. I gotta like start researching some things. I I was bumping some Freddie Gibbs the other day, and I definitely bumped some songs in here. I have seen Freddie Gibbs live. That is something to bring up. I should have brought that up with Playboi Carti too. I saw both of these guys live. Lollapalooza was a great year for Lollapalooza. You know, you got Rick Ross, you got Benny the Butcher, Tyler, Conway the Machine, fantastic. Seeing this in concert, Baby Shit, that was fucking awesome. Watching him perform Baby Shit, oh my goodness, I loved watching that. But anyways, yeah, that's it for 2020. Do I have anything else to say? Great beats, 1985. The guitar riff, fucking awesome, and the drums are kicking. Frank Lucas, kicking. The guitar riff, just the guitar riffs overall throughout this are great too. So yeah, let's take a look at our 2021 list. You guys already see the preview of this is my top five. It's not quite solidified. I'll have to listen to these albums some more, but this is my solidified top five list for 2021. And again, like I said, stay tuned because I'm going to be making a top 50 albums list. But that's going to be easy this year. Last year it was hard, y'all. Like last year it was a dud compared to this year. So 2021, the top 50 albums is going to be easy. Coming in at number 5 is actually the most recent album that dropped out of these 5. It is Punk by Young Thug. Now, it's got some inconsistencies, I will say, but and I definitely was questioning putting the Melodic Blue by Baby Keem in here. That is an honorable mention. There's a lot of honorable mentions. Lil Nas X's album, that's definitely an honorable mention. Trippie Redd's Neon Shark album, honorable mention. Just a fun year for music. Don Toliver, honorable mention. All those albums are great. It's hard to make a top 5, but I had to put Punk. The cover's really cool. Some of the vibes, some of the experimentation that we see Young Thug do, it kind of sounded like Beautiful Thugger Girl. Some of these songs, it's pretty incredible. Really fun to listen to. Um, we're just gonna make this video an hour. I'm talking about music for an hour, like straight. When do I not do that? Great features: Juice WRLD, ASAP Rocky, Post Malone, J. Cole, freaking Spaz. T Shine, the Young Star No Life Records people got to shine on here. Strick did as well. Gunna, of course. Scoliosis with O3 Garrido, I think that's his name. Travis Scott and Drake were on here. Nate Roos, absolutely amazing vocals on the closing, some of that closing track there. You got "Hate the Game" is my favorite song on here, but you got the last track on the album had Mac Miller on it. The Day Before was actually the name of the track, and he passed, so there was like an eerie thing going around with that. Doja Cat was on here. Montclair Coke, cause I'm the coldest out. Fifth Day Dead, that fucking song, man. That song is incredible. Anyways, should we move on? Is there anything else I need to talk about? I thought I'd tell you that I'll die tonight. Ego, I can see through when you gonna die slow, die slow. And he's kind of talking about some stories, some very personal stuff is on this album. Keeping it real was contagious. I'm sorry, I'm just singing it. I'm sorry. But anyways, moving on to number 4, we got Roadrunner by Brockhampton. This will forever be my top 5 for this year. I don't think there's any album that's gonna take away from this. This album, Brockhampton comes back with their unorthodox style, bringing experimental rappers JPEG and Danny Brown. They have, I think JPEG was on here. ASAP Rocky was on here. Ferg was on here as well. Charlie Wilson was on here. Fun. Don't Shoot Up the Party. A lot of G-Funk. Just a bunch of like guitar riffs and G-Funk. It's just, they just throw everything in there. Let me see if there's any other features. Let me get to Roadrunner, man. Let's see. I don't think I really missed anything. SSG Kobe was on the deluxe, but that's not really the point. I wasn't really talking about the deluxe. So yeah, moving on to number 3, we have J. Cole's latest installation of the off season, and I was actually considering putting KOD in 2019. There was a lot of competition for that year, but I like KOD. But anyways, that's not the point. The off season, actually, really good features on here. 95 South is the best intro track of any of these songs all year. Maybe not. Die Slow is probably better, but this is second out of these 5 for their intro tracks. Obviously, Donda Chant's not going to be there. We'll get to Donda. Don't worry about it. But, you got the Amine, the same guitar riffs that Amine used for I Can't Decide. Pride is the Devil. You know, you got a Dame Dalla, a little sample in there. You know, J. Cole. It's got a lot of basketball references. The hoop is on freaking fire. This man just won the game for them, and now it's the off season, and now he's got a ring. He's got plenty of rings in the rap game. I guess that's what he's trying to say. You got a Lil Baby on here. You got Murray, 21 Savage. The best feature on here was 21 Savage. This just shows that 21 Savage kills his features. Oh my gosh, I loved it. You know, let's check out the track. Let's see if I missed any. I don't know if I really missed any features. You had Lil Jon on the intro. Oh, Boz and Six Lack were on I Let Go My Hand, and Boz was on Hunger on the Hillside. So, you know, some Dreamville people shouting out his label were on that. So, yeah, that was number 3. Moving in on to number 2 is Call Me If You Get Lost, Tyler Creator. Ah, man, the 1 and 2 spot are going to be interchangeable throughout the year, but I think this is solidified top 2. Tyler Creator, man. DJ Drama. Who would have expected? Like, what a fun experience this was. You know, it sounds like you're on vacation when you're listening to this. It sounds like you're in the water with your floaties on or something. It sounds like you're driving through the mountains. It's a sightseer. It's a tourist album. Like after this video, I damn might as well. What am I talking about? I might as well just listen to this album again. So fun. The features on here are so unexpected, and he just throws a great artist in there as well. God, I gotta listen to this again. Um, you know, you got 42 Doug, who's on the opening track. Sorry, I'm gonna take a little bit on this, but yeah, you got DJ Drama on the opening track. You got 42 Doug. You got Young Boy. You got Ty Dolla Sign. You got. I do wish you had Kanye on here, but you got Tizo Touchdown, Dama Genesis, Brent Fayez. I don't even remember. Who was on Hot One Blows? Lil Wayne? Yeah. You got Daisy World. You got Uzi and Pharrell Williams and Juggernaut. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that track. That track is freaking explosive. But I don't really have much time. Let's get into Donda by Kanye West, the best album of the year, undisputedly. After dropping the deluxe, it's safe to say, Life of the Party with Andre 3K, Moon, Don Toliver, Kid Cudi, bringing some heavenly, angelic vocals. Off the Grid, Travis or Playboy Cardi, coming in there with some energy, his punk energy. 504 and shifting it to drill. What can you say? Praise God as Travis Scott and Baby Keem going crazy. That's awesome. Uh, Come to Life is one of the best songs. It is Kanye, this album's version of Runaway for sure. Um, Jay-Z on Jail was awesome, and obviously you got Marilyn Manson and DaBaby. Much needed remixes there. Jesus Lord, Jay Electronica with, excuse me, other rappers. You know, you got some Griselda guys. You got Conway and Butcher and Gunn on Keep My Spirit Alive. What else? What other songs can I talk about? Let me look at the track list once more. Sorry, guys. We're about done with the video. I know I took forever, but yeah. Tyler the Creator has added vocals on "Come to Life" now, so that's cool. Uh, Jonah. Let's talk about the goated performance of Jonah on Donda, can we? Oh my goodness, Jonah was absolutely spectacular on this record. Um, wow. You got Lil Durk on here. You got Lil Baby and the Weekends. You got Donda. It is obviously a Donda tribute, and I should probably talk about that a little more. R.I.P. Donda West. What a great way to honor her name with an album like this. Kind of repeating what I say in other videos. You got Young Doug on here. You got the Gabula. You got Kid Cudi on the remix of that song. So pretty iconic moments. You got Roddy Ricch on Pure Souls. You got Lil Yachty on OK OK. Wait, Jonah. What the? Did I say Jonah? What is his name? Vori, not Jonah. Vori was on Jonah. Uh, Ty Dolla Sign was on Junior Part 2. I don't really have much else to say. Just R.I.P. Donda West, and this is a great way to end the video with an album like this. Very spiritual, very religious, while having some bangers in there. So you gotta give Kanye West some credit for that. But anyways, yeah, that's the video. A lot of things could be changed, I'm sure. It's opinionated. Music is completely subjective. So if you have anything in the comments, man, I didn't expect to be here for an hour, but here we are, man. I've sat in this chair for an hour, and I'm getting sore. I'm getting lazy. I don't. Um, Hopefully more artists drop albums this year. Tune in tomorrow, top 50 rappers. Tune in tonight, Guardians of the Galaxy stream, and tomorrow we're gonna have our a little 30-minute stream of Guardian or Marvel Avengers, and also um, I don't think I'm gonna stream Marvel tomorrow. I think I'm just gonna do a post an hour clip in the morning and a 30-minute clip later in the night. So yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you want more ranking videos, if you want more ranking videos, let me know. If you think I'm an idiot and you think my opinion is trash, let me know too. I need all the input, all that I can get. You guys have shown some pretty good support for some of my recent album reactions and stuff like that. So that's awesome. Any like mainstream artist I do, you guys always pull through. So that's fucking great. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you tonight for that Guardians.